Hello again, folks. Welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode number 55. And as you can see on the table here, I have the title bout mini game from the pages of Avalon Hill's All-Star Replay that I've been going through, running what I've been calling a Survivor Series tournament, this being Survivor Series number 1. And last night and into the wee hours of this Friday morning, which I don't have work, in honor of Veterans Day, which is on Saturday. And to all veterans out there, thank you for your service. But anyway, I stayed up late last night and was running through some bouts trying to close out this project. And the next thing I knew, I got myself to the final. Now, normally I would create a graphic and place that in the video during editing, but I'm kind of doing this on the fly, so we'll just look at the results that got us here to this final. In bout 51, which was featured on this channel, Peter Jackson defeated Evander Holyfield. Bout 52, Nino Valdez was KO'd by Joe Jeanette in the 3rd round. Bout 53, Roland Lastarza defeated Ken Norton. 54, Peter Jackson takes down Jack Dempsey in a hard-fought fight. Jackson wins that in a unanimous decision. Joe Louis and Jack Johnson, and this was a slugfest in fight 55. Jack Johnson wins in a split decision. In fight 56, Roland Lastarza takes on Sam McVeigh and KOs McVeigh in the 10th round. In 57, Tommy Gunn, the only surviving fictional fighter from the Rocky universe, was taken down by Peter Jackson in a unanimous decision. And in 58, Peter Jackson takes down Zora Fawley with a TKO in the 10th. Peter Jackson was fighting a lot here, especially at the end, and here he is again in fight 59. But unfortunately, this time he ran into Jack Johnson, and another slugfest. Johnson takes down Peter Jackson with the TKO in the 10th round. Then in fight 60, Joe Jeanette is the next challenger for Jack Johnson, and Johnson wins at a TKO in the 7th. 61, Roland Lastarza, who was unseen, early in this tournament. That's one of the things that can happen when you do a one-and-done type of project. But anyway, he takes on Muhammad Ali. Ali scores a TKO in the 8th. However, Lastarza had knocked Ali down in the 3rd round. But really after that, it was all Ali for the most part. Then in fight 62, Jack Johnson takes on Tommy Burns and TKOs him in the 9th. And here we are. So we're here at this final. We have Muhammad Ali and Jack Johnson. I did a flip of a coin to determine who would be the A fighter and the B fighter, and these guys are quite evenly matched. I mean, look at this. 22 points, both with a D power, both with a -6 defensive rating. The only differences are in the knockdown and knockout ratings. Ali's both J's, and Johnson is both I's. Should be no surprise that these two fighters made it to the end. However, they're not the only two that wouldn't have been a surprise, because there were a lot of great fighters in this tournament. Okay, so if you've watched these bouts before, you know how they work. This is a quick play game, kind of like a highlight reel type of game, similar to something like Dice United or maybe Fast Drive Football, Momentum Football, games like that. Here we go, round 1. Now, since they are evenly matched, Ali, who won the draw as the A fighter, he will go first. And there's the bell. And we have a 6, which is a power check. Ali is a power D, rolls snake eyes. There is a knockdown potential. Jack Johnson's knockdown rating is an I. Ali rolls an 8 and scores an extra 6 points in the 1st round, which gives him 28. Here's Jack Johnson. Johnson rolls an 8, which is a defense. Ali's defense is a -6. So he can't get in and score much this round, and that gives him a 16. Ali wins the round with a plus 12 point differential. Now, since both fighters are evenly matched, the first one to 50 points would score the, that's 50 points differential, would score the TKO. Here's Ali in round 2. It's a power check again. His power is a D. He rolls an 8. That is also a knockdown check. Johnson's an I. Ali rolls a 12. That's an extra 2 points. In round 2 for a total of 24. Here's Jack Johnson. He rolls a 6. Power check. His power is also a D. He rolls a 4. This is a knockdown check. Ali's knockdown rating is a J. He rolls a 7. That's an extra 6 points. For a total of 28. And Jack Johnson wins the round, but Ali still has an 8-point differential lead. And we go into round 3. Ali rolls an 11. That is dice. Not a good round for Ali, and he only scores 3 points. So I mark that as a 3D. And this can be a serious problem. 6 for Johnson. That's a power check. He rolls a D, or excuse me, he's rated as a D and rolls a 7. That is a potential knockdown. Ali is a J. He rolls a 3 and scores, just misses knocking him down. Ali is staggered, and Jack Johnson scores an extra 10 points in this round. And wow. Scores a plus 29. So that's 2 rounds in a row for Jack Johnson, and he is up by 21 points in differential. Round 4. Ali rolls a 6. That's a power check. His power is a D, and he rolls a 5. That's a knockdown potential. Jack Johnson is an I. Ali rolls a 10. That's an extra 4. For 26. Jack Johnson rolls an 8. That's a defense. Ali is a -6. Takes him down to 16. And Ali wins the round with a plus 10. This fight is going back and forth. Johnson still has a plus 11 differential lead. And the bell rings for round 5. Ali rolls a 7. That's no change, and scores his base value of 22 points in round 5. Jack Johnson also rolls a 7. And round 5 is a draw. Johnson still has the 11-point differential lead, which will come into play during a split decision. Ali rolls a 6. It's a power check. His power is a D. He rolls another 6. Potential for a knockdown. Jack Johnson is an I. Ali rolls a 6 and scores an extra 8 points. For a total of 30 in round 6. Jack Johnson rolls an 8. That's a power check. And he rolls a 9. His power is a D. And he scores 10 points. For 32. So they slug it out in round 6. Johnson gets the edge and picks up another 2 points for a plus 13 differential as we head to round 7. So this fight is definitely leaning Johnson's way right now, 3 rounds to 2 with the draw. Ali rolls an 8. That's a defense. Jack Johnson is also a -6 on defense. Ali scores 16 points in round 7. Johnson rolls a 3. That is a dice roll. But luckily he rolls a 12, the best you can do in this situation. scores 12 points. Ali wins the round and cuts Johnson's point differential lead down to 9. As we head to round 8, we are tied 3 rounds apiece due to that draw in the 5th round. Ali in the 8th round rolls a 7. That's no change. And he scores 22. Jack Johnson rolls an 8. That is a defense. Ali's defense is a -6. And that gives Ali the round with +6 points. And Johnson's point differential lead is now down to 3. 2 rounds to go. Bell rings for the 9th. Here's Ali. He rolls an 11. That is a dice roll. He rolls a 6 and only scores 6 points. Here's Jack Johnson. Johnson rolls a 9. That is a power check. His power is a D. And he rolls a 6. And it's potential for a knockdown. Ali's knockdown rating is a J. And with the roll of an 8, Johnson scores an extra 5. And that's going to increase his point differential lead quite a bit. That is a 21-point differential. And Johnson wins the round. And his differential lead is up to 24 points. And the bell rings for the 10th and final round. Here's Ali. We are knotted. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We are knotted at 4 rounds apiece. Ali rolls an 8. That is a defensive check. He's unable to land a whole lot of punches in this round due to Johnson's great defense, and he scores a 16. Let's see how Johnson does. He rolls an 8, which is also a defensive check. How about this? And both fighters put on a defensive clinic here in the final round. And it is scored a draw. And Jack Johnson maintains his 24-point differential. So Ali wins 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. Jack Johnson wins 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. So it comes down to a split decision. And based on this plus 24-point differential of Jack Johnson, the judges lean his way. And Jack Johnson is your Survivor Series 1 champion, defeating Muhammad Ali in a split decision. That goes the distance. So that's going to do it for this project. It's the first project that I've completed on the channel. I got to say, it's a lot of fun. It's obviously a pretty quick game you can play. It does not have the toe-to-toe and, exchange-to-exchange detail of a game like Title Bout or Glory Days Boxing, which looks like a great game that I have purchased and will eventually get on the table sometime down the road. This is going to end my boxing project for right now. I highly recommend this game for someone who's looking for like a supplemental boxing game. If you're doing like a career replay and you want to get some other fighters to build up a record, you can always use this game. You can knock out this game like I did here in a few minutes. And sometimes, if you have a KO in the first round, it's over very, very quickly, a la Mike Tyson. But that's going to do it for this game. I highly recommend it. It's available for free on the Downey Games Tabletop Sports Forum. You can also find information about it in the PDF copies of All-Star Replay, which are also available on the Downey Games Tabletop Sports Forum. This is definitely a game I will come back to sometime in the future, and we'll run a Survivor Series number 2 with the same fighters again. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you visited today, thanks for stopping by, and until next time, take care.